It was on a different level to see somebody die of hunger. And I had told myself at the time that I hope as I grow up, I hope that I don't see that again. The goal of the Rainmaker enterprise is to restore or build dignity for communities that have long been caught in protracted humanitarian crisis. It started way back in the 1990s, 1998 to be precise, when as a child I witnessed one of the most horrific experiences that anybody should ever see. Seeing another human being starve to death before you because of extreme hunger and lack of actually food to eat. This was in the context of Southern Sudan at the time, that was caught in a deadly civil war that cut them off and left people vulnerable to extreme hunger, leading to the most and the really terrible famine that happened that year. So this was the moment, witnessing that. It was on a different level to see somebody die of hunger. Really, I didn't have any resources. It's not like I'm a son of some well-established, I'm a new immigrant in Canada and didn't have any resources at my disposal apart from my energy and drive and a handful of very energetic students that came on board as well and supported the vision. We sat down with the local communities. We sent out a bunch of volunteers to sit down with communities across South Sudan. And one of the things that actually came out was the barrier that prevent people from actually unleashing their full selves. And those barriers, once they are removed, people can actually take control of their own issues. And one of the key barriers that we found was lack of access to water. Lack of access to water is not just the basic drinking water. It goes beyond that. It goes to water for their livestock, water for farming, because issues of extreme droughts are becoming really increasingly a challenge to these smallholder farmers, where, like in the context of South Sudan, 95% of the people depend on rain-fed agriculture. So it's either it is too dry, or when it rains, it is so sporadic that it causes too much flooding and destroys crops. So every year people are helpless and they are at the brink of, again, facing famine. And so we set out to design a solution that would bring in an integrated approach to addressing this issue. And that is having a solar-powered water infrastructure that would enable large-scale irrigation programs for communities, smallholder farmers, and also for their livestock watering, and also for their own community health aspects as well. The main difference that we have with the traditional humanitarian sector is mainly we work with the local. We are embedded. I'm from those communities that we are serving. Some of the knowledge that we rely on is the knowledge that is embedded within our structures and everything that we do. And the people that we work with, like 95% of them are from these local communities. So they are the drivers of these particular initiatives. And that is another element of sustainability that is really key to making sure that humanitarian delivery is maintained and sustained. It should really involve the local people in a more substantial way, not just engaging them or handing them aid or handing them material. It should literally put the tools into their own hands to be able to take control of their own issues. And I think that's our key difference. Story of an elderly man that was forced out of his own community to flee, to go to a neighboring community. He is a spiritual leader in his own community, but because of lack of water, like the water source that was nearby to him is a hand-dug open well that was increasingly becoming a risk to his own health and the health of his wife and family. His wife was too weak to go and fetch the water from this open well, and he had to make a tough decision to leave his own community and go to a neighboring community that had access to clean drinking water from a borehole. When we came in and we installed the solar powered water supply system, the distance for him was reduced to 5 minutes. So he could crawl out of his own bed and bring clean drinking water. And having him back within the community was a relief, not only to himself, but to the entire community that depended on his guidance and leadership as an elder that was respected that is highly respected in the community. When we look at a story like that, we feel that more of this vulnerable population, the elderly people, the young girls and boys that have to skip school, because that's also another story that keeps us going. Hundreds of young boys and girls that are tasked with the role of going to fetch water over a kilometer every day, and often fail to go to school and drop out of school because of lack of access, now have the opportunity to attend to their future education, which is really key if we are looking at how interconnected and when we're looking at the systems change aspect within the humanitarian sector. I think that example really inspires and keeps us going every day.